Hello, everybody, and welcome to Superhero Speak. I'm your host, Dave.
And I'm your other host, Don.
That's right, boys and girls. We're back from New York Comic Con, and we're all ready to go. And yeah, it's been a long time. At least the convention was long. We'll get into all that. What are we going to be
Exciting
talking about?
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, we got to talk about some news that came out of New York Comic Con that we didn't talk about on Sunday because that was all pre-recorded. We were talking more about our experience at the
Yeah.
convention. And then of course we're gonna talk first. We'll be talking Peacemaker season 2 finale and what that means for the future of the DCU. So this should be interesting because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I know, and I had watched it while I was there. And you had and I had to ask you, did you watch it yet, Dave? And I couldn't say nothing. So this is gonna be fun to talk about.
With all that being said, though, how are you, sir? Have you recovered yet from New York Comic Con?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in fact, you know, pat myself on the back, but when it comes to me versus Con Crud, it's Don 2 and Con Crud 0, baby. So it's a nice streak I got going there. So proud of that. But yeah, no, it was very good. Good to be home in my select comfort bed as opposed to the bottom bunk. Um, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So good stuff. Good stuff. How about your how you been since we parted in front of your house?
Okay. Sunday I didn't really do much other than edit the episode and get it out on
Mm-hmm.
time. The Monday I went to the girlfriend's house for dinner since we hadn't seen each other. She made meatloaf. It was good. And then last night had to go food shopping because, didn't have much in the house to eat, especially for myself. So yeah,
Yeah.
now tonight we're doing the show. Work has sucked since I got back. So much
Oh,
to
I
do.
know. I know.
Yeah.
Past 3 days have just been horrible. Like I really miss those 3 days that I didn't spend working.
Yeah, 4 days for me. I took Monday off.
Yeah.
And kind of wish I didn't now.
Yeah, so that means you probably have another day of sucking. Like I think tomorrow everything will calm down for me. So you got another day.
Yeah. Yeah. It just ran into some weird issues at the end of the day today, and like I was gonna like have dinner and then go back on and try to figure out what's going on, and then I said screw it, I'll just finish it up tomorrow. But yeah,
Right
yeah, that's it's just um, and then my sister's birthday's today, so uh, happy birthday to her, and she'll be coming.
on the
She
show?
lives
Awesome.
No, she'll be coming down
Oh,
Sunday with her because it's the weirdest thing. Her and her boyfriend, they've been together for I think 12, 15 years. Um, she's divorced and doesn't want to get married again, but she lives
sure.
with him and all that stuff. But anyway, um, they have the same birthday, but a year apart. He's a year younger than her. But
Oh wow.
yeah, so they'll come on Sunday and we'll have cake and celebrate and all that fun stuff. But
Good.
yeah, that's all going on. That's all that's going on in my world. That and oh, I learned something very important at New York Comic Con. Our good friend Tim Jones is also a fan of the Great British Baking Show, which I watched that before I watched Peacemaker, and him and I were texting back and forth about it. So now I have someone I can talk to about that show, other than Um,
You guys can start a great British baking show podcast.
there you go. There you go. I'm sure that they exist.
Hero Speak channel. I'm sure.
Super Bake Speak.
Right.
All right. But I did watch Peacemaker. We do need to talk about it.
And there's a
Before we get into
lot
any
going
detail,
on.
yeah, I was gonna say before we get into any of the details, though, what did you think overall of the season and then the episode?
The season, I kind of started at blah and ended with blah, but the middle was, pretty good.
Okay.
But it really is bookended in a way. Obviously, I complained about, episode 1, with just the slow motion orgy, being super weird.
Yeah.
And then this one, like, the episode is just, there's nothing there, just nothing. You take the hero of the show and you stick him in a dimension called what is Savior or whatever, Salvation. And apparently this is going to be a big deal in the DCU at large, but as a show finale, it's like you should just stopped at the last one. And yeah, I was like, ugh. So yeah, that's kind of my feelings on that.
I have to disagree with that a little bit. Well, I don't disagree. The way that it ends is weird, and from everything that I have seen and heard, that what happens at the end of Peacemaker is actually setting up some big stuff in the DCU going forward.
Sure.
But as for saying things were blah, like, it's a very character driven story, and especially in the last episode, I feel like they're really pushing the relationships with the characters and what that meant and what it means for everyone, and each of the characters' individual journeys become really important by the end of the season. Which, of course, classic Hollywood type stuff anymore. It's like you feel like you're getting your happy ending, and then they pull the rug out from under you at the last minute. So yeah. So, and my only real main criticism of the episode, besides the ending, is also I felt it was longer than it needed to be.
It was way too freaking, just the episode itself. Like, how many minutes did we spend just watching that band play?
The two musical montages basically in this, Nelson and Foxy Shazam, which are, Foxy Shazam, it's their song is the theme song this season, and like, I don't know, I guess James Gunn likes Nelson's, so he had them come in, the one hit wonders from the 90s.
Yeah.
Sing a song, and it wasn't even like they didn't play their hit Love and Affection. It was like some song I never heard before, so I didn't care. Like, and that's the thing that gets me, because like James Gunn bases a lot of his stories or what he writes around music, because he's a big music file. But it's just like, yeah, okay, cool, you found an obscure Nelson hit, but like, or Nelson song, but like no one cares. Like,
yeah,
there was no need to have them in there and play the song that long. But that being said, so the show does start off with a flashback to the night where Hardcore and Chris like went out, and
yeah,
they're at a Big Belly Burger. They drink too much, and then there's a boat, like a cruise, where they have like bands playing. and then one of the bands is Nelson, and they go, oh, we got to go see him, and they go and watch Nelson play, and that's when they had their kiss uh,
Mm-hmm.
as they've been talking about the whole season, which like, okay, they had a kiss, but like I thought it was more going to be more than that. I don't know why. I guess given James Gunn and his propensity for slow motion orgies. Um,
Yeah.
but it makes sense. I mean, in the grand scheme of things for the show, it makes sense. Then when we get back to our now in the timeline, you see him in prison. That was an interesting aesthetic, right? Like the walls were dark. He's in a black prison
Yeah.
uniform, like and he's
Talking
calling
about being
himself.
the angel of death. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Like that was all definitely done on purpose. Which I wasn't upset with. I thought it was kind of cool the way they did that. Um, he doesn't want to see anyone, and whatnot. And then uh, they adds convinces Adrian to now see that's the funny thing, right? He had all that money and cocaine and stuff in his basement. It's like, what the hell? But it had a purpose for existing. He convinces Adrian to use that money to bail Chris out of jail. You know,
As
um,
well as something else on top of that, which is at
yeah, we'll get to that in
toward
a
the end
second.
of the.
Yeah, um, and they do, but then Chris just like leaves, goes to hotel, um, doesn't want to be bothered with anyone. We also got a flash to, I don't know whose house they're at. They're at someone's house, and Economist is taking care of Eagly. I thought
Yeah.
that was nice. Like,
Dangling a worm in front of and yeah.
yeah, trying to get him to eat. He's depressed because Chris is in jail. Like I don't know. I know it's a CGI eagle, but it still was a sweet kind of story. Um, I don't know. What did you
I
care?
saw an eagle hug a man.
It was a miracle. That's what made her believe in him.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. What were you thinking about, like that the setup of the episode? Where he's in jail and doesn't want to see anyone, and you know,
Yeah, I mean, I get it. He's not wrong per se. Yeah, I don't man, this thing it's just a whole big turd for me though. I don't know. I guess I really just missed the point here. Um because yeah, they do. I mean, I get it. They establish his importance, with ads and her talking with him. That's what I was just referencing about, you know, her not realizing shit until she saw that and the good in Chris and all that good stuff. Um, so I mean, yeah, it's a great moment of them like proving their friendship and the camaraderie of the 11th Street kids. But you know, it was short lived, that part of it, because then we got again the two musicals, and then what happens to Chris at the end, which is like, but
right?
while that happens, they're still kind of going along with their thing, which was kind of a weird aesthetic to me.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of felt like the whole point of the season, and it comes to a head in this episode, is it's like they're a group of broken people, and part of the reason that they're all broken is they've been always worried about what other people say and think about them, and not following their own moral compass inside, but when they decide to actually do the right thing, they succeed. Um, so I kind of like that. On the
Did you
flip side,
like the D. Snyder, I don't know, remaster, re-singing of?
yeah, well, that was like, it's funny because someone was talking about, like, oh, it was a weird cover of, I saw on a video, and they're talking about, oh, it was a cover of Twisted Sister. We're not going to take it. Yeah, but he did that. That's D. Snyder. He did that years ago. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, like that wasn't new. Like him, the piano and him just singing, that's a cover of his own song that he did, years ago, and it was for something at the time, like some kind of charity he was raising money for. So it's just like, um, I guess you got to be into weird, obscure heavy metal
Yeah,
to,
right.
to have known that already. Um, but on the flip side of like these broken people finding each other and coming together and whatnot, you've got Flag is sending people into the for lack of better term, they call it something, but I don't remember what they call it, that void with all the doors,
Yeah.
checking the doors and looking for an inhabitable planet that's not populated. So an habited Earth that's not populated, um
Which is
but
already a dumb premise, because if it's uninhabited, why would there be a fucking door there? Huh.
I did have an issue with that. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah.
um, like, but while it's going on, they're going to all these like different worlds. There's a world with, like, open the door and it looks like a fairy tale kind of world, and there's all these like little imp
Yeah.
creatures, and then all of a sudden, these cute little imps, but then all of a sudden, typical type of show that they have sharp teeth and they attack people and they chew the guy's face off, and it's a little
Yeah.
grotesque. But uh hello nobody.
Hey there.
So they chew the guy, and then there's like a montage of agents going into these, opening different doors. Some of them are locked, the ones they find unlocked, and like, there's a zombie world, there's a world with giant creatures with skulls and skull faces and legs.
Yeah.
It's just like thing, and like agents are dying and whatnot, and Flag is sitting there with like people like laughing and carrying on while he's sending agents to do this. And um it's weird. It's like they really turn the corner and make Rick Flag Sr. not just a guy obsessed with revenge for his son's death, but like out to be just like a evil, mustache twirling evil type character. Like it's
Yeah,
a
for real. I mean, I don't know much about the character, but yeah, like I've never, beyond mustache twirling, he's just, like super, super focused on these metahumans. Is that like from the comics, or is that a recent development of that character? I really don't know. So I don't know how to judge that so much.
uh nobody asks, does Blue Beetle take place in the DCU? James Gunn actually just recently came out and said that yes, the Robbie Ramirez version of Blue Beetle that we got in that movie, he is going to incorporate into the DCU. So yeah.
Why
But
not? Why not? That's a good decision.
yeah. Um but back to the Rick Flag thing. So like because the thing is, he's even different than he was in Creature. Did you watch
It's
Creature
like doing.
Commandos?
I watched it. I don't know how many episodes. Like I said, I got to the Frankenstein guy fucking the corpse, and I'm like, okay, that's
But
I, but anyway, um,
like
so
he's
yeah, I'm not
different.
that familiar.
It's supposed to be the same character, and he's different from that character. Um, he hated
Like doing
Lex.
coke and shit.
Yeah, he was doing coke and shit. He hated Lex. He went from hating Lex to like working with Lex.
Right,
Because that's the thing. Like
henchman.
that's the thing you really need to you realize here is that this finding the planet and calling it out, that's Lex's plan. Like that's what Lex wanted to do, is get rid of the metahumans and put them in a different dimension. Like that's what he was doing in the Superman movie. So this is the same idea, um so he's really doing Lex's bidding. And there's a theory that I saw floated that it's not actually Rick Flag Sr., it's Clayface. Because remember, they're making a
Oh
Clayface
boy.
movie.
Yeah.
So and it's always my question had been, why are you making a Clayface movie? Like, it doesn't make sense. How would it tie in? But when
Yeah.
someone said that, I'm like, oh, maybe that's the trick, you know?
Oh, that would be dumb to me. That
Yeah, but it also, like, then it's bad writing. If all of a
yeah.
sudden Rick Flag Sr. is acting completely different than he's has in everything else we've seen him in so far, then it's bad
Still
writing.
carrying out this vendetta against, Peacemaker when
Well, it's one thing to
it
want,
really wasn't his son.
right, but it's one thing to want the revenge. It's the other thing to, like, be like, to go as far as he did, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he could have just arrested Chris and thrown him in jail or whatever. Like, the idea that he found this planet. And that's the other thing I wanted to point out. Yeah, they call it Salvation. That is a storyline from the comics. Something, it is called Salvation, and that's the plan. Is that they? Uh, I mean, it's been Marvel did it too with the Negative Zone and whatnot, where um, they're going to put all the worst metahumans on this planet um, to get rid of them, and they think that it's uninhabited, and then they find out there's actually creatures on the planet, which they hinted at that at the end of the episode, because think he's all alone, and then you hear the noises and you see the ruffling in the
Yeah.
trees, and that's how it ends. So, um,
Gives Jurassic Park vibes.
yeah. Um, Nobody says DCU timeline, Suicide Squad, Peacemaker season 1, Creature Commandos, Superman, Peacemaker season 2. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how they're going to fit a Robbie in. I guess we'll find out. I mean, it works too because there was mention of other heroes, but you don't see any of the heroes, so he could have been in any universe. So, yeah. Um, but so yeah, I mean, I get it. It would be dumb, but the other theory is that Lex is mind controlling him somehow. But like, Lex has never had the power of mind control, as far as I know, in the comics. You know,
I don't know if he can clone Superman and make pocket dimensions. It's not
well,
outside the realm
he's
possibility.
yeah, he's cloned Superman many times though. It's not like
I
it's
get
not,
it.
not a new thing. Um, so yeah, and that's the thing too, right? Because, like, one of the theories is that, so Man of Tomorrow, Gunn has come out and said that is not is as much a Lex movie as it is a Superman movie. It's not like the first movie where it was Superman versus Lex. Like, the belief is that they're teaming up to take on a bigger threat.
Yeah.
So maybe that bigger threat comes from this quote unquote salvation, you know. So, like, maybe Brainiac is on that planet somewhere.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Warner is up for sale, although they did reject Paramount's last bid. But there were rumblings saying that if that goes down, that James Gunn is out. So, do you think that's actually possible, or is that just clickbait journalism?
I think that might be clickbait because Warner Brothers has been quote unquote up for sale for a while, um, on and off the market for a long time. And if James Gunn thought it was a possibility, I don't think he would have taken the job in the first place. And two, um, there's already contracts. You know what I'm saying? Like, being sold doesn't null and void all the contracts.
Right.
You know,
Right. You take on those contracts, you have to buy them out
right?
if they did
Exactly.
want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we know they're already working on Supergirl. We know they're already, um, writing I mean, they're only in the process of writing the script for the next Superman movie. We know that Clayface is being worked on, so it's just like there's irons in the fire already, and like um again, like these actors are all under contract and whatnot. So I don't think, yeah, they can't just fire him and not make any of these movies. So yeah, I don't think, and the thing is too, like stuff like that takes a long time. Like people tend to forget that finalizing the deal between Disney and Fox took several years. It wasn't like um, they said, "Oh, we're going to buy Fox," and then a week later they owned them. You know,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of lawyers and they got to figure out all these contracts and whatnot. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be weird if anyone buys them at this point, but we'll see. Because like I don't know. Because we talked about this before, and I feel like a lot of companies are just going to want their IPs and not all everything that they,
Oh, for sure.
yeah. And I feel like the comics might greatly suffer if somebody else buys them. But
I mean, at some point, someone may buy them just for like Batman and Harry Potter and other, yeah.
yeah, oh yeah,
Probably the only reason
that's
anyone would
exact.
buy them at this point.
I think so. So yeah, I mean, and they're saying that Superman lost. It just actually came out that Superman did lose money. Um, Not like an astronomical amount, but it didn't make as much as like they
I
wanted it to.
That's really hard to believe. It's really really hard to believe, but okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna like dump the company real fast, but because again they rejected an offer, right? So
Right.
we'll see. Yeah. So so I will say this ending with like the blunt ending, because like yeah, they get together, they take the money, and they form their own agency, which is Checkmate, which again is another something else from the comics. Like it wasn't just made up for the I can't think of the character's name, the cyborg girl. Like that
Oh yeah.
is that is her agency in the comics. Um like like so it all that makes sense, right? Like the Checkmate and whatnot. They used um uh Adrian's money to do it. Do you know and you may have brought this up before too, but I don't remember. I didn't realize that the guy who plays Vigilante is British.
Yeah.
I
Doesn't
was
he
watch.
sound funny with his or I'm sorry, but not funny, but it doesn't just sound different.
It's yeah, exactly.
Uh,
I was watching some of the after the credits, like the little interview piece, and he's talking, and I'm like, what?
yeah.
He does such a good American accent. I had no idea. There was no hint of like a British accent whatsoever. So kudos to him. He's a good actor. Um, I couldn't do that. But yeah, they used his money. They put together the agency, so they have the cyborg lady and um the ladies man with bird blindness.
Yeah, that's funny. I'm glad he made it through, but yeah, and John Economist, Judo Masters with him now, so
Yes,
he's part of the crew. Even though he wasn't originally 11th Street Kid, but I guess they're taking new recruits for their Checkmate organization. But that's funny. He's a funny character. So
Sasha Bordeaux is the cyborg. Uh, Sorry, I had to look that up. It was bothering me.
yeah,
Uh, so yeah, yeah, so they're all together and happy. You know,
not
I mean, it's
caring where Chris is at. Apparently, I don't know.
well, he was there, right? He was going home.
Right.
Like they were all together at the what you call it, agency, and then it's like he's going back to that hotel he was staying in. He's opening the door, and someone throws a bag over his face, and they grab him.
Which,
So
if they were going to go through all that, why'd they let him go in the first place? Like, why'd they make it so you could just like bail him out? If the whole plan was like, oh, we're going to have to just recapture him because we want to throw him in this salvation dimension anyway. That was another thing that did not make sense to me. Like, if he was really that important to Rick Flag Sr., then why could people just pay money, post bail for him, and get him out? Just for him to come back later. I don't. Unless it makes it off the record, like somehow, like, oh no, he posted bail. I don't know what happened to him. I don't, whatever, but it was just weird.
Nobody asks, where does Blue Beetle take place in the DCU? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, watching Peacemaker,
Yeah, that's
James Gunn is kind of wishy-washy with canon at this point, so he'll make it fit in somewhere.
Real wishy-washy.
I'm sure. I have a feeling because he made the statement, which made me think, okay, he's got a plan to use Blue Beetle in something, which he's not going to announce a Blue Beetle movie, but Blue Beetle might show up in, let's say Supergirl or in Man of Tomorrow or some other project,
Yeah.
And then they'll just be like, oh, he's always been here. Yeah. And you just go, oh, his origin was his movie, so yeah, we'll see. I think because that's the thing. That's what I was saying. I was watching the clip, the interview stuff, and he ends with James Gunn saying, yes, the ending is shocking. He gets left on the planet, but it's setting up big stuff for the future of the DCU. So obviously that salvation is going to be a big thing. And it feels like that's basically what this season was to get us to that point where they could set that up. Argus has this technology where they can warp into that planet with a door whenever they want and warp out and yeah. But that's the other thing too, because James Gunn has also said there currently is no plans for Peacemaker season 3, but they can't end his story there, right? Like, obviously, I would think he's going to maybe be in Man of Tomorrow, because, like that would just suck.
I mean, I guess we'll see how the relationship between the actor and the studio continues. I mean, he's just saying there's not going to be a Peacemaker season 3. That doesn't mean there's going to be not going to be a whole new show with a different title, or that character is just going to be part of the movies and greater universe going forward.
Yeah, I mean, he could just make a show called Checkmate where they're looking for him. That's true. Good point. All right. Well, I guess that's our thoughts on it. I mean, you want to, we don't do with shows. I was going to say we could give it a score overall, but you got our thoughts. I like the character stuff in the show. Don, you're not so impressed. You want more action, a little less orgies.
Right.
But yeah, so that's what we thought. Let us know what you thought of Peacemaker season 2 in those comments down below, and maybe we'll discuss them in our next episode. But on that note, the man who joined us during Comic-Con has a word to say about where you can find more Superhero Speak.
Darth Don here. You must subscribe to Superhero Speak if you haven't already. And if you have already, make another account and subscribe again. You also will like this video. And while you're on the HoloNet, go to superheroespeak.com. Find the links to our merch and purchase one of our shirts. Don't skimp on the shipping, or else I will trap you in a box with an agitated gun dog named Bree Lawson. I would just force lightning you, but we don't have that in the effects budget. Now, back to the show.
Oh, now that we're back from Comic-Con and you're not in character, did what was what did you think of the whole cosplay experience?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I actually had some people like want my picture and comment how good I looked, and I didn't actually expect that. That's not exactly how I looked. I got a little bit of
Yeah.
a glow up, as you'd see from watching our
Last
I
episode.
guess last episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that was real cool. We even got some new. We both got new lightsabers actually.
Yes.
I'm waiting on a charger. Mine's battery, my energy cell is depleted, and I'm going to get a charger tomorrow from Amazon, and then we'll get her back up and going. But yeah, no, that was really really cool. I was like, because in my head I'm like, yeah, it's not really, it doesn't count unless somebody actually wants my picture. That's actually how I thought,
Yeah,
like kind of
and
walking in there like
a couple
that.
people asked you for your picture.
Yeah. So I was pretty excited about that. Because there's all sorts of crazy awesome thousands of dollar cosplay. I mean, there's many of you probably have seen it, on your Facebook or something. This huge Galactus guy that runs around. He was at San Diego Comic-Con. Well, he was there for a day, and to see that, kind of up close and right there was pretty crazy. Although, pretty good idea if you want to move swiftly through the sea of people, because everyone in like big hulking mech cosplay seemed to have some sort of crew that just separated the sea of people so they could move along, because otherwise you're just shoulder to shoulder, bumper to bumper,
Yeah.
backpacks whacking people when you turn. Shit, sorry. It's crazy.
Well, next year you're gonna do Colossus, we know.
I want to do okay, maybe, but I also want to do. I actually want to do Balin's Skull next year.
We saw. I mean, but you now know what you would look like as Colossus, so
right.
So that there you go. That's the most important thing. All right, now we talked a lot about DC and with Peacemaker and everything. We're going to cross the aisle and talk about some of the stuff that Marvel released while we were there at New York Comic-Con.
Yeah,
the
man.
First thing, I didn't include this, but it's a real quick comment because we asked everyone about this in our interviews. CB Sabluski, I can't remember how you pronounce his name. The guy who's the editor-in-chief of Marvel right now, the Polish guy, while at New York Comic-Con, made the bold statement that Marvel will not use AI in any of its art or story creation for the comics. After Jim Lee obviously made that statement before the convention. Did that shock you at all? Were you surprised, or are you just like, oh, okay, so this is going to be the way the industry goes?
Yeah, I was not surprised at all, particularly after Jim Lee that idea. I kept checking the watch that doesn't exist of like, okay, when's Marvel going to do it? When's Marvel? Okay, here we go. Marvel does. So it was inevitable in my mind, so it didn't surprise me at all. Big theme, at least for us, for the Comic-Con, because, we did ask a lot of the people that we interviewed, artists and whatnot, about AI. And we talked about on the show prior to this Dragon Con, somebody was kicked out, which someone we talked to was at that when it happened.
Yep.
So no surprise whatsoever. And, it's like all bases are covered now. I guess with the big two, do you expect, statements from the more independent people?
Definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, not surprising.
Not surprising. All right. Well, while we were there, they released a bunch of trailers. The only one that is on their site at the moment is the first one that they showed for Wonder Man, because that's the first show that's coming out. So I guess that's why they put the trailer online already. So what did you think of this trailer?
Yeah, weird. Weird. It's like a self-referential critique, if you would. You know, I don't know, with the guy that was in Superman movie saying, "Oh, tired of superhero movies." I was like, okay. Then so it's about a reboot of a show, the Wonder Man show, and it looks all like geeky and 70s sci-fi-ish, which is probably what they're going for. But now they're casting for a new Wonder. We'll see.
It's weird too, because there is nothing in the show, in the trailer, that's superhero-y. It looks like a show about them making a show. Like, they don't show him get his powers or anything in it. It's all about him trying to wanting to audition for this role with this eccentric director. Ben Kingsley is back as Trevor, which I thought was kind of a cute
which
thing.
Could be hilarious,
right? Like, him and Trevor seem to be roommates in the trailer, so they're talking, and Ben Kingsley wants to go for the Wonder Man, and that's when Yaha Abdul Mahin is the actor. I can't remember. Sam Simon is the character. Sam something is Wonder Man's actual name. So it's like which shows you that it's gonna be lighthearted. There's gonna be comedy in it. If they're bringing the Trevor character back. But it's a weird trailer, because like it's all meta, and there's nothing in it that shows him with his powers or anything. I don't know if they're going to release another trailer before the show comes out, or if they're just waiting for the show, because I think it comes out in December, doesn't it? So
I believe so.
Yeah. So they're not. I mean, it's middle of October, so unless they're going to release another trailer, they're just going to wait till the show comes out. I hope that it's not. I hope everything that we see in the trailer is just the first episode. I hope this is not a show where he doesn't get his powers until the end of the show. Like, that's how the show ends. Because then I'll be highly disappointed, that
will suck.
Yeah. I mean, if they do a thing where, like,
for a power whore like me,
he gets the powers and then he still, like, doesn't know what to do, so he's still acting, but he also has the powers, and they have to, like, show a balance between the two. Like, that would be funny, and they could make that work, and that would be cool. But if it's just he goes through this whole thing and there's some kind of weird cosmic accident at the end that gives him his powers, I'll be like, okay. We'll see. So yeah, we'll see. All right. What other trailers? Sorry, I don't have the email open. Daredevil Born Again Season 2 trailer was shown at Comic-Con. It's interesting. It's in one of those teaser trailers where they're showing just a lot of quick images. They show Matt Murdock with that psychiatrist chick from the first season, and they're together, and then there's an explosion. They show Wilson Fisk laughing, and then all this craziness ensues. And then, of course, there's a scene where it's dark and the door opens, and you see a booted foot walk in, and they pan up, and it's Jessica Jones, and she says something. And again, this is a leaked. This one wasn't officially released. This was the leaked trailer where somebody filmed it, and everyone's cheering when they see Jessica Jones. So I don't know what she said when she walked in. Did you catch it?
No, I didn't. I didn't catch it, but that's basically the biggest thing that happened. Obviously we weren't there live at this one, so yeah, we're just going off the leaked trailer. But yeah, I didn't catch it. That's the biggest thing though. Is Jessica Jones going to be in next?
Yeah, I mean the other things that they show that I think are kind of relevant. Bullseye is in a couple shots, so obviously he's going to be featured heavily in the second season. And there's a quick shot of Matt and Foggy sitting at a table. Yet they came out and said Foggy Nelson wasn't going to be in season 2. So, and again, that doesn't mean he's back. It means it could be a flashback, and they filmed a flashback scene of him remembering a conversation with him or something. Because again, I think he's going to stay dead at this point. But so yeah, and there were set photos when they started filming of him on set. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to have flashback scenes with Foggy in it. So, because again, I don't know if we talked about this on the show. Like, from my understanding, they had a different plan for the show originally. They had filmed a lot of the show and then decided they were going to tie it into the Netflix show. Like, originally it was going to be separate from the Netflix show. So the stuff with Foggy and Karen were filmed afterwards. That's why that's why the season's a little weird. Like, the episode in the bank, if you remember, is one of the only episodes that remained unchanged from what they originally filmed. Because there's no, like, the whole episode mainly just takes place in that bank. There aren't a lot of references to other characters and whatnot, so they could get away with leaving that as is. But they changed a lot of stuff. So I kind of feel like there probably would have been more flashback stuff with Foggy in season 1 if that was the plan from the beginning. But since they changed midstream, that's why they didn't do it. And I feel like that's why they're going to do it now. So yeah, but you're right. I mean, it looked exciting. Lots of explosions and fight scenes. It's going to be your typical Daredevil, I think. They did not show the Punisher, which I thought was weird because
that is disappointing. But he is supposed to have a lot of action elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be in it. I don't know how big of a role. I mean, that's how the season ended. He beat the guy up. They had him captured, and he pulls the guy and kills him. So yeah, he's definitely in season 2. Just yeah. Well, I mean, he was busy filming the Odyssey and then No Way Home, or not. I'm sorry, Brand New Day. So, all right. And then the other trailer that was leaked that you and I both watched. I'm pretty sure you have watched several times at this point, I'm going to guess. Which it doesn't show you anything. I don't think. X-Men 97 season 2 trailer. They showed that at Comic-Con. Very apocalypse heavy, which we all knew that's what was coming. Like quite obvious. That's going to be the focus of season 2. Any characters that you saw in there that you were excited about there, Don?
No. Everyone was Colossus. So, obviously it was hinted at the end of season 1, when you're talking about getting the X-Men back together or getting the X-Men together, and they got a picture of mutants, and one of them that was still alive was Colossus. And so, yes, in this trailer, they show him again. Now, the context is unclear, but great con for me to be at and to be there and to learn that. I'm excited. I'm also excited about the apocalypse part, love that character. Yeah, interesting tagline. We got to get the X-Men back to the 90s, which was amusing. But yeah,
Yes.
man.
Well,
Yeah,
'cause
great con for Colossus, by the way. Because not only that, but then they also announced this Magic and Colossus series coming out in February of 2026. So super awesome con for a Colossus fan like me. But I digress. The X-Men
What's
97 stuff.
wait, but what is is that just a magic card that's Colossus, or is that like what's Magic and Colossus? What am I missing?
Magic, his sister, Liliana Rasputin.
So it's a comic series that was announced.
Yeah, it's a comic series. The mutant
Yes.
siblings reunite. Liliana Rasputin is a cynical sorceress with power harnessed from the dark realm of Limbo. Pyotr Rasputin is made of metal, but with a heart much softer than his exterior. But despite being family, blood does not run thicker than water. When they return to their mother country, they discover ancient monsters from Russian folklore preying on the innocent. Can these two mutant siblings set aside their differences to save their country? The talented creative team behind Magic reunite for an X-Men story full of epic fights, mysticism, and family drama. I'm all for that. That sounds great. I'm definitely going to be buying those comics. So anyway,
Who's writing it?
Ashley Allen and art done by German Peralta.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, there you go.
One of five-part miniseries. So yeah. Anyway, X-Men 97, which will feature Colossus in season 2.
Yes, we don't know if Gambit's returning.
Yeah, we do know, but yes.
Yes. If you missed our interview with AJ Lacasio, yeah. It's like Casio, but with La on the front.
Yep, that's right.
Go check out that you can either check out the last episode where we included the interview, or I actually clipped it off by itself. And if you look at our interview playlist, it's in there. So go check it out. We talked a lot about his book, which I just saw you just pick up.
Yep. There we go. Spoops.
Yes. And
I got kids, and I like Halloween, which is probably all of them. If a cute little story. Yeah. And he actually makes these little characters, I guess. That's where this whole book came from. Is for himself, he made those little characters, and then
he was on a hiatus from like a show that he was working on, and while he was on a hiatus, he would sculpt these little characters and then take pictures of them and put them on his Instagram, and people were like, "Where can I buy those little creatures?" And he's like, "I just make them." Like it's not, and so he decided to like market the idea, and then someone said, "Oh, what's the story behind them?" And he wrote this book, and yeah, the rest is history, as they say. So go check out that interview and check out his book, and you'll have a grand old time. In fact, it's funny, when I was over the girlfriends for dinner, her one son who was home from college, Michael, is a big Gambit fan, and he dressed as Gambit when we went to the Renaissance Fair the weekend before.
What?
He did it was Time Travelers Weekend, but they did like a Renaissance style Gambit costume and Rogue. His girlfriend was Rogue and he was Gambit. So no, it was a couple's costume and all of that fun stuff. And he was like, "Did you get his autograph?" I said no, even though technically we did. It's in that book. He signed it to both of us. He's like, "Oh man." And then I told him about the book and everything, and his girlfriend's like, "I think I'm going to go read that." So yeah, I sold a book for you, AJ. So when you find out if you're in season 2 and you're ready to promote
give us the scoop.
Give us the scoop. Come back on this show. Look who showed up. When 900 years old you reach, look as gold as Brie Larson you will not. Hello, Thrawn. We interviewed Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Admiral Thrawn.
In
fact, you called him Admiral Thrawn, and he corrected you.
Yeah, I know. You're a little too into your character there, bud. So,
I liked it.
So yeah, we can't wait for season 2. X-Men 97 was one of the greatest animated shows in a long time.
Yeah, we
AJ
just, we have to see how it goes without Bo, although he still had a lot to do with this season. Season 3 and 4 are already locked down, but that will truly be
Yeah.
a turning point. But yeah, you're right, though. Super excited for X-Men 97 season 2.
Yes, and Gambit definitely made that season, so he better come back. All right.
Yeah, okay.
And then the last little bit of news, like they showed some stuff, but it wasn't really a trailer. But they did talk about it a lot. Vision Quest. First
Yeah.
thing is they have a new logo. I'm sure people have seen it all over the internet. They, it looks more, I guess, robotic now, and less organic. Um, there have been some images that have been shown. There was a sizzle reel where you see like him being repaired by I guess the military, or whoever it was that put him back together. But the other things that came out of this is there is a return. There are 2 returning characters in Vision Quest. One of them is the actor who played Jarvis in the I can't remember the name of that show, the Peggy Carter show. Did you watch that?
No.
It only lasted 2 seasons. Glad you guys had. Oh, thank you, Thron. Yeah, we had a great time. Shame you couldn't make it. The what you call it? So in that show, it's Howard Stark, and his butler is Jarvis. So which is becomes the inspiration for the Jarvis AI. Agent Carter, that was it. Thank you, Thron.
And that guy was not played by Paul Bettany?
No, it was a different actor who played him. He's
Okay.
going to be in the movie. And James Spader is reprising his role as Ultron. So Ultron is going to be in the show. And then I'm trying to see. I'm actually trying to find real quick the name of the actor they cast. Obviously, they had Wiccan in Agatha all along. They're having Speed in this show. So the other twin. So it's interesting, right? Because they're saying that, like, and it makes sense. The theme of the show is him searching for, who is he? Is he Vision? Is he Ultron? Is he something else? And so what do you think? Are you excited for it? Do you care at all about
I'm way more excited now that we're getting James Spader Ultron back.
Okay.
We were just talking about on the show, or I was just saying that, like, I really like James Spader Ultron. I do hope they do away with the moving mouth. Just, give him that maniacal look and then have the lights glow as he talks.
Yes.
So I hope they pivot there a little bit. So that's got me excited. Before that, I really wasn't that excited. The Vision character, it was like cool, when he was first introduced. He could pick up the hammer and all that good stuff. They're a little weird with it now for my taste, but it's a show, so it's not like I have to invest, money and time to go to a movie to see it. So it is, again, with the addition of Ultron, I'm now more interested. Also, they said this was like the end of the Wanda trilogy or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's also got me interested as well, since now they confirm that they're going to have, the other Maximoff child in here, which does, tie it more into those other shows.
Right. So, what you call it? Agatha all along ends with Wiccan like saying he's going to go search for his brother.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be in the show. So you kind of feel like there's going to be a family reunion of sorts, at least with the three of them in the show at some point. I'm sure he's going to, Vision's going to get to the point he's going to be like, yeah, I am Vision. These are my kids, blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like that's going to be the happy ending. But here's the question. Can they bring back their mother? Just like she created them, can Wiccan bring back? Does he have the same level of power as his mother, and can he bring her back? So,
I don't think he has quite her power, but they, hey,
will Elizabeth Olsen be returning to the MCU as Wanda Maximoff in Vision Quest? That is the question. And if you're watching this after the fact and you have opinion on that, let us know in the comments down below, because that would be great. We would love it. We would love it. You know what else we would love there, Don?
What's that?
If they took that, you see that my camera's mirrored. That QR code up there in the corner. You see that? If you're watching this and you scan that QR code, it'll take you right to our merch shop, and you'll be able to buy yourself a Superhero Speak t-shirt or a button or a sticker or a phone case, anything your heart desires. Oh, I'll leave it up there for a minute. So you should go do that. You should go click that QR code and head on over to our merch shop and buy yourself something today. Because holidays are coming up. Christmas gifts. Look at this high quality
Christmas gift.
High quality
for your beloved family. Yes. Superhero Speak t-shirt.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The other thing you should do, if you haven't done so yet, is click that like button, hit that subscribe button, click that bell for notifications, so you don't miss us when we go here live on Sunday and Wednesday nights. Because yeah, we love you guys. We love when you hang out with us when we're live. So, all right, that's enough plugging for one episode. And then now it is time to ask that all-important question.
What did we learn on the show tonight?
Tell me, Don, what did you learn, or do you have a recommendation, or both?
I learned that our beloved chatter, Nobody 79, is very, very much focused on where the Blue Beetle happens in the new DCU. After our discussion today, he is saying, I'm just going to place it after Peacemaker season. Okay. I'm right there with you, Nobody 79. Recommendations, nothing really crazy here. We got back from Comic-Con, and I bought this a while ago. This is the Suikoden remaster for my PS5. I beat the first Suikoden game. So now that I've come back, I was like, let's go for the second one. So playing that, having fun with that. And then if you got kids, you like Halloween, especially Halloween books that are authored by people that voice Gambit, hey, Spoops book for you. So I recommend that.
All right.
If you want me to sell shit for you, let me know. We can do
that. I learned that that you don't like character-driven stories.
Yeah, and
you don't like orgies. So, they're not for everyone. I get it. Recommendation. I'll second. If you haven't done so yet, check out Spoops. Also check out Bridge Planet 9 from Jarrett Throne, who is one of the other people that we interviewed while we were there. It's a sci-fi graphic novel that he actually wrote and drew himself, which and the art's actually pretty good. I was highly impressed by it. It's a pretty decent story. I've only just started reading. I haven't gotten through the whole thing yet. Or check out Craniacs from Titan Comics, because we did interview the guys behind that. And If you haven't done so yet, go check out our Comic-Con episode or check out any of those interviews available on the channel. And yeah, because it's a good time had by all, I promise. So, all right. That's all I got. Got anything else to add before we sign off?
No, sir.
All right. Well, on that note, boys and girls, as always, thanks for watching. Don't let your cape get caught in the door.
Oh.
See you next time.
If you haven't done so yet, subscribe. It really keeps this podcast alive. Smash the like button if you please. It gives us what we need. Maybe leave a comment or two. It's a really nice thing to do. And what are you waiting for? Visit our merch store. But before you click away, subscribe to our show today.